Hi, I'm Molly Mooney and today I'm going to be speaking to my sister Shannon about how she turned content creation into a full-time career. Do you want to introduce yourself, Shan?
Of course. Hi, I'm Shannon Mooney, I'm 24 and I do content creation as a full-time job on TikTok, Instagram and YouTube.
Right, let's pretend I'm not your sister.
Okay.
Let's take it right back. What was you like growing up?
So, in school I was literally like the quietest kid. I literally didn't... Like, in primary school I would speak to no one to the point where like I was tested for being deaf. Because I was that... Not even like ignorant, I was just really, really shy. I didn't speak to anyone. And then I started to get a little bit more confidence in secondary school, but I feel like I was still quite quiet then. And I was never really a girly girl. But I started getting into like fashion magazines, probably year 8. But I've always like watched the beauty influencers, like Zoella and stuff like that, like the OGs of YouTube, throughout the whole of school. So that was like school life. And then another thing is that I've always had to work as well, because Mum's always, and same as for you as well, Mum's always drilled into me that you have to work for what you get. Nothing's ever been handed to us on the plate. So I've had a job since I was 15. I remember I worked in the chip shop.
Yeah.
I worked in 2 different chip shops. I worked in JD. I worked in Costa. I did a hairdressing apprenticeship as well. And now I worked in the bank. And now here I am.
Yeah, we're both hairdressers.
Oh no, I remember that.
So young. So how did you get started with content creation?
I feel like I've always actually been in it. Because remember the days when I was in like... It would have been like year 7.
Yeah.
Me and my friend used to make like music videos in the park, like backflipping in the baby slings. And that was like when I was like 11, 12.
Yeah.
So how old you are in year 7?
Yeah, something like that.
So I've always been making like YouTube videos like that, but I have to leave them.
Yeah.
I wish you kept them.
I was about to say that's a shame because they would be good to look back on.
Yeah, but then again, I've always watched like the OG YouTubers and I feel like I've watched them and thought, I want to do that.
Yeah.
Not as like a job, but just as like a hobby, because you see people living their lives filming it, I'm like, I really want to do that.
Yeah. Which is really different from when I grew up, because that wasn't about when I grew up, and there's not that, like, there's only how many years between us? 6 years.
6 years between us.
6 years between us, and YouTube wasn't really a thing when I was growing up, but then it was like all your era, wasn't it?
Yeah, everyone in my era watched YouTube. YouTube was like, you come home from school, you don't watch TV, you watch YouTube.
Yeah, see, it wasn't for me.
I also used to post on Dubsmash. Remember Dubsmash?
Yeah,
That was like the thing before Vine, before TikTok, before any of all that. Like the sounds, you just like copy the sounds, you used to post on Dubsmash. I've always been into making some sort of videos and posting them online.
Did you make a video actually before you started YouTube?
Yeah. So I made a video when I was 18 and I was too scared to post it because I care what people think, which is such a... Like, you shouldn't care what people think, and I didn't end up posting it. So I didn't actually end up posting my first YouTube video until I was 20. So I could have had a whole 2 years of like making videos, growing, whatever, and I missed out on those 2 years because I was too scared of what people thought.
Yeah.
But then in terms of TikTok, I started TikTok properly like in lockdown. So I used to do like, you know, like the trends, the dances. I can't dance to save my life, by the way. So I started that. I started doing like rating songs and stuff like that. But I started doing it properly like fashion wise, probably just after that. But that's when my career started taking off on TikTok.
Yeah, because
more than anything.
That became massive in lockdown, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think TikTok would be where it is if it wasn't for lockdown. Everyone's on TikTok now. I feel like TikTok is becoming the new YouTube.
Yeah, I agree.
And now on TikTok I post more like what I'm wearing today, vlogs, things like that.
Yeah, so it's changed completely from doing like the dance and everything, hasn't it?
No one really dances on there anymore, which is kind of sad because I love
Yeah.
a TikTok dance. Not that I can do them, but...
Yeah, still fun. So when did you realise you could start making a living off content creation?
So when I started, I never ever started anything else like be a job. Like I never started doing it just to make like a living off it. But I remember my first ad was on TikTok.
Yeah.
I can't remember how many followers I had at this point. It was with Estrid, the razor brand.
Yeah.
And they paid me £30 for a video. And I was absolutely buzzing. I was like, as if I'm being paid to use these razors. And they're actually really good as well. £30 there for my first ad and I was literally over the moon.
Yeah, I can imagine because it's a big deal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thinking you're just like doing your videos.
I'm like, I can actually make money off this, how weird is that? So that was my first like paid thing, but I got sent some eyelashes before and I was buzzing about that as well. It's like the little things. When you're first starting out, like the little things, you like, your mind's actually blown, like you can't believe that you're doing it. But in terms of like doing it full time, so I used to work at a bank. Remember the days that I worked at the bank?
Yeah.
I hated every single second of it, by the way. So I was buying a house with Oak and I wanted to use like my content creation money to put towards getting a bigger mortgage, but the mortgage advisor basically just was like to me, we won't use that. Like it was disregarded basically. Like no one would take it seriously as an income.
Yeah.
So I stayed in my full-time job until we got our mortgage and then left. But I didn't actually plan on leaving full-time. I asked to go part-time but they wouldn't sort it out. They said they would. And I was like, fine then, I'll just leave. And then I left. And it was the best thing I ever did.
And you already had your mortgage before that, didn't you?
Yeah, so everything was agreed. It was all agreed just off the money I was making at the bank. because they wouldn't include anything. I don't know why.
So it's like just dismissed like it's not a proper job.
Yeah, like it's not a proper job. But look at me now.
Yeah, and even though like you was probably earning more money in your content creation than you was at the bank,
Exactly.
it's still disregarded.
Which is crazy.
It's crazy.
But I feel like it will change though.
Hopefully, I think it is.
I think it is changing as well, definitely.
So how do you keep yourself motivated and inspired?
So I think with being self-employed, I think this goes for like any job as well, not just like what I do. You get out what you put in. So like, if you don't work, you're not going to get anything out of it.
Yeah.
As in like you won't earn money from it, but in my job it's money and like you won't grow.
Mm-hmm.
So you do have to put in work to get work out of it. So that's kind of like a mental, like keep going kind of thing. But I also think there's that saying where it's like if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is me. Because I started this as a hobby and I feel like it's always going to be a hobby.
Yeah.
I never dread having to work.
Yeah, that's so good.
I'm so lucky to be able to say that, but like it's genuine. Like I don't feel like I do actually,
Yeah.
even though I do work, it doesn't feel like work, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Like going back to where you said you got your first paid work, that's about like your growth and like just companies noticing you,
Yeah.
isn't it? So you obviously being consistent so that you're being noticed.
Yeah, so like growth is a big part of it, because if you're not growing, brands aren't going to see you, so you're not going to be able to make it like a full-time job.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like even if you are successful, if you start putting the effort in, then you'll probably start falling off.
Yeah.
So you won't get the work. So you might have like 1 million followers, but if you're not putting in the work, and like people aren't seeing you as like not a brand, but like beneficial to them, then you're not going to get any work, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. What inspires you to keep going then?
I think just like seeing how far I've come from being like that shy little girl that didn't speak to anyone to now being this, not overconfident, but like confident in myself. And like I used to work for JD and now I'm being taken on an Ibiza trip with JD. Like a major full circle moment. Like these big achievements are what keep me going, because it's like not greedy, but like I'm like, what's next? Like what I'm going to do now?
It's a good mindset.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah, to see the growth in you that you're, you know.
Yeah, not growth just in numbers, but growth as me as an actual
person.
human being.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, considering you was being tested if you was deaf to them.
I know.
Working with JD, not for JD, that's such a big
crazy.
deal. Such a big deal. It's amazing. So obviously these are all like really positives of the job, but can you think of any like cons of being in the industry?
Yeah, so obviously I'm so lucky and grateful to be like in the position that I'm in. I've never complained about it, but there is definitely cons.
Yeah.
So I'd say like I have to be so self-aware. Like I used to remember when we used to go out and I used to get like blackout drunk, like throwing up on the floor. I can't be doing that anymore. I mean, I have done that a couple of times. I just hope that no one saw me, but I can't be doing that anymore. And in terms of like my house, I have to make sure that if I'm filming, I don't show the outside of my house so people don't know where I live. Because I did a moving vlog, you can see the bin for the address on, so I had to delete that. But just stuff like that, and like even with my dog, Kobe, we take him to daycare, and it's the best daycare ever. I'd love to tell everyone like where he goes because I want everyone to go there.
Yeah.
But I'm just worried that like, what if someone like tries to steal him?
Yeah, because there is them type of people in the world.
Yeah, it's just like a big privacy thing. Also, I feel like it can be quite lonely. I don't feel like I struggle with it because I'm quite a homebody. But I'm literally like stuck in that room all day, every day by myself. It's not like you go to work and have all your work colleagues and your friends. Like I do get to go out to events and stuff, but that's like compared events to actual being at home and working, I'm rarely there.
Yeah.
But I do think it can be quite lonely.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Especially if you're used to working with lots of people like before you get into this.
Yeah, so like when I worked at the bank, there was loads of us there every single day.
Yeah.
It's a big like complete change in day-to-day life.
Yeah, I suppose that can be hard to deal with for some people.
And I think the pressure to look a certain way, so I don't really struggle with it because I like post vlogs and stuff with like greasy hair slicked back, no makeup on, but I know a lot of people do struggle with the pressure to look a certain way. And I also think like, you know, if I'm editing a video back and looking at myself all the time, I'm picking out things that I don't like about myself.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I need to change that, even though no one else would notice it.
Yeah.
There is just like a lot of mental pressure to look a certain way.
Yeah, and like I think there's a lot of people who aren't in content creation who think they have to look that way. When people see videos of you all dolled up, that's just like you getting ready for work the same way as if I was going out for work. I'd get my makeup on.
Yeah, and it's like realistically, if I'm not working, I probably don't look like that.
Yeah, which is what you can show in vlogs and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's what I was about to say actually. So how do you keep people interested in your videos?
I think being like staying authentic to yourself, not putting on like this fake number one personality because people see straight through it.
Yeah.
Just like being real and being you. If people can relate to you, they're more likely to subscribe, follow, watch your stuff, see what's going on in your life. And I also like to stay connected. So like on Instagram I always do like question boxes. So I like to interact with people so that they actually feel like they know me rather than just watch this random person online. They actually feel like they know me and I ask them what they want to see. So like, what do you want to see? Most of the time it's vlogs,
Yeah.
which I do love posting my vlogs. My vlogs are literally my favourite videos.
I think they're my favourite content to watch as well, because you just get to see the real person, don't you?
They're just chilled. There's no like...
There's no pressure.
No. We love seeing a day in the life vlog.
Yeah, everybody's nosy, so everyone wants to see what other people are doing.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think what a lot of people struggle to understand is how you can actually earn money through social media.
Yeah.
Like, how can creating a video turn into making money?
There's a lot of... I'd say hard work's the first thing, because I didn't earn money off it for like 2 years.
Yeah.
I've been doing it 3 years now. I didn't earn money off it for the first 2 years, so you can't go into it thinking, I'm doing this to make loads of money, to be successful. It doesn't work like that. You do have to put in all the effort. So you need to actually... Because I worked full time.
Yeah.
Worked full time as well as doing content creation. So I'd work Monday to Friday, spend the whole weekend filming for the week.
Yeah.
But there's loads of ways you can earn money out of it. So like the way that everyone knows is just ads. So a brand will pay you for a video.
Yeah.
But there's so much that goes into ads as well. But I think people look at ads and just think they're doing that for the money.
Yeah. Like,
But that's not always the case.
No, like when you see ad on a post, you just think, oh, well,
Next.
most people think, oh yeah, next, they're just doing it for the money. But
Yeah.
yeah, you look into it and you think what you's put into doing an ad. Like, say, if a brand was to hire somebody, they'd have to have somebody to do makeup, somebody to do lighting, somebody to film, hair,
Location.
location, like edit, distribute the whatever you make then, and really then you do all that
For them.
for them, and then so it shouldn't be disregarded as
I know.
like. I used to think like that. If you see an ad, you think, oh,
So did I, but I genuinely won't do an ad unless it's something like...
yeah,
If I promoted something that was crap, if you bought it, you wouldn't trust my opinion again.
yeah.
So I'm shooting myself in the foot if I was to do that.
Yeah, and I think that's where it comes to like being authentic with
Yeah.
people, and that they'll know then, oh, if she said it's good, it will be good.
Yeah, it's about trust.
Yeah.
You actually build that relationship and they actually trust like your opinion, so you don't want to take advantage of that just for like the sake of like a payment.
Yeah.
And another way is AdSense. This is like on YouTube. When you go on YouTube and there's like little ads on the videos, Google just puts like random ads in. That's guaranteed every month the same date, but it's not a guaranteed amount.
Oh, okay.
So depending on views and whatever, it goes up and down. Another way is TikTok shop commission, but you don't have to be an influencer to do that. Like if you could post on TikTok and link something, you could earn commission through that.
Oh, okay.
And then affiliate links. So if I were to link, say, something from Pretty Little Thing on my Instagram story, if you bought it, I'd get like a really, like pennies amounts worth of commission through that. But it doesn't change anything for you, like it doesn't make the price go up or anything like that. I think that's all the ways. But the big one is brands paying
Okay then.
per ad.
And how do you get to work with these brands? What?
So the way I do it, this doesn't work for everyone, but I've got a management, and a management is basically they'll do all the hard work for me.
Yeah.
So like, they'll reach out to brands, they'll do contracts, they'll do emails, all that kind of stuff. Your management does, but if you do have a manager, they are going to take a cut of what you earn. But to be successful, I don't think you have to have a manager.
Oh, that's good.
I know people in the industry that have never had a manager, and they're like thriving.
That's good to know.
So you can do it on your own. It is just down to like me. I'd prefer someone else to do all that side of it for me.
So they do like all the emails.
Yeah, and they've got all these like connections with brands that I probably wouldn't have.
How long did it take you to get a manager before?
So I didn't get a manager. I did it for 2. I've only had a manager for a year and a bit.
Oh,
And I've
okay.
been doing it for 3 years. So you don't need a manager. I think if you're growing on your own and it's not something you've ever thought of, then you don't need to do it. But if you're growing and I feel like emails are getting too much, then a manager is good. A manager is good for that.
Yeah.
But I also feel like people have this misconception that we all have all this money and we do nothing with it. But we do think ahead.
Yeah.
I feel like this isn't going to be around forever.
Mhm.
And I'm not oblivious, and I don't think it is. The thing that I'm going to do is invest
Yeah.
my money into things obviously that are more permanent, like invest in property. So I don't think it's going to be around forever. But I do think like for a big part of the future, it's going to be here.
Yeah. So what do you think the future holds for content creation?
I feel like a lot of brands will be using influencers more for business purposes because, like you said, all the money that they'd spend at like a TV advert with like hair, makeup, lighting,
Yeah.
they can just pay a lot less to a single person like me.
Mhm.
And I feel like my followers would trust my opinions. If I was promoting their product, they're more likely to buy it than if they was to watch a TV ad.
Yeah.
And realistically, I think now as well, a lot more people are just on their phones rather than sitting watching TV or reading magazines.
Yeah. Even like my mum is always sending me things on TikTok and things like that. It's not just a younger generation
No.
thing anymore.
Everyone, my nan's got TikTok.
Yeah, exactly. So
It's for everyone.
it actually is.
And another thing I think TikTok has been good for is not even just like influencers, but like comedians, singers. Mimi Webb.
Yeah.
Mimi Webb started on TikTok.
Now she's
Worldwide.
just up for a Brit Award, wasn't she?
Yeah, so there's so many like ways that social media can help people that's not just like influencers.
Yeah. Because people think influencers and they think, oh yeah, it's just promoting hair, makeup and that. But there's
Yeah.
so much more that goes into it, and like, so many things that people can do
Yeah.
to
Like,
use content creation
Yeah.
to build themselves.
So even people on social media using sounds on TikTok, that makes the artist blow up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, kids, like when you ask them what they want to be when they grow up, they're not like, I want to be a vet or I want to be a firefighter. They're like, I want to be an influencer.
Yeah. I want to be a YouTuber. Yeah. If I come to you tomorrow and I said, I want to start content creating, what advice would you give me?
Number one, I think would be don't care what anyone thinks.
Mhm.
Because if I started when I wanted to start when I was like 15, 16, think about where I'd be now,
Yeah.
rather than starting when I was 20 because I cared too much about what people were going to say. And no one I knew said anything negative anyway.
Mhm.
It was all good. But you know what's funny? People that were like vile to me in school, now in my Instagram DMs saying, I'm so proud of you. And I'm like,
Yeah.
only now.
Yeah. Just because you've made something of
Yeah.
yourself. Yeah.
Number two, I'll probably say consistency is key.
Mhm.
Don't give up just because you're not seeing like the benefit, not even the benefits, but like you're not getting likes or views, because that comes with time.
Yeah. And I suppose you still get videos now that are like don't get as many
Yeah.
likes as you did for a video previous or something.
Exactly. All it takes like for some people is for one video to blow up,
Yeah.
and they've got all these followers. But for me, it's more of like a gradual grow, which I don't mind.
Yeah, no, it's different for everyone, isn't it? Obviously, yeah.
But you can't just start and expect to blow up overnight.
No,
But
some people do, but then
Yeah.
that's like doesn't happen very often.
No,
So
and it's like going back to where I worked full time. You have to make time for it
yeah.
if you want to be successful in it. And then third, I'd say have fun with it
Mhm.
and just be yourself, because people can see straight through a fake personality,
Yeah.
and people will like you for you and follow you for you.
Hopefully, this video gives you a bit more of an understanding and how the content creation industry works and how you can make a career from it. Thanks, Shan.
Thanks for having me. Bye.